Welcome back. Police authorities in the nation's capital, Abuja, say they cannot stop the raids on nightclubs in the city, even as the National Human Rights Commission has summoned the head of the Abuja Environmental Protection Agency to explain the reasons for the action. This is coming as protests by concerned citizens and civil society organizations continue following accusations of gender-based violence and alleged rape of the victims. As part of a continuous effort to support small and medium-scale enterprises in the country, Fidelity Bank PLC has signed a $50 million support fund with the African Development Bank, including a 30% allocation to female entrepreneurs. The managing director of the bank, Mr. Nnamdi Okonkwo, says the partnership with the Continental Bank is to further emphasize the Fidelity Bank's commitment to address the financial challenges confronting small and medium enterprises in the country.
Fidelity Bank PLC is not all about corporate banking. The financial institution is also into expanding its support for small and medium-scale enterprises across the country.
My team and I are actually here to get a first hand of what our customers need and to do like a self-check. Have we satisfied them service-wise? Are there areas we can support them? As you are aware, just yesterday, we signed $50 million SME support fund with African Development Bank. 30% of this will be going to female entrepreneurs. You have a huge number of such entrepreneurs in this market.
The Executive Director, Lagos and Southwest, explains who is eligible to access the SME fund.
Everybody comes in at different times. People who get to apply for leases of cars to support their business, so it's not necessarily money. But there are people who will give overdrafts. There are people who will give all manner of things, support for clearing their goods and all of that. But more importantly, capacity building, because they have to understand the dynamics of business so that the little money that we give to them does not filter away.
The gathering moves from the closed doors to an open space. In this quarterly meeting of traders of the Balogun Business Association Plaza at the Lagos Trade Fair Complex, the management of Fidelity Bank PLC interact with the traders as a means to reinforce a strong and healthy relationship between them and their customers. The traders are left with some promises.
For the support you have given us as an association, I don't need to return to Victoria Island to make you a promise today that Fidelity will build that gate. So we don't just want to build a gate and walk away. We want to also make a commitment that we'll sponsor this rally 2 times every year.
Mine is to say a big thank you. We started with Fidelity and we'll end with Fidelity.
Fidelity Bank remains at the forefront of financial services solutions and lending to SMEs. The bank is hoping that this will translate to economic growth and development on a larger scale in the country.
Honda Automobile Western Africa Limited has launched its first HRV assembled in Nigeria. At the unveiling ceremony in Lagos, the Director General of the National Automobile Design and Development Council said the launch of the product is an indication of the company's support for the nation's automotive policy.
Changing the norm in vehicle comfort, affordability and economy is what Honda Western Africa Limited is doing.
You want something that can really move. You want something that's nimble.
Within this hall are top executives of the company, top officials of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, the ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, and customers of the Honda brand. It's the unveiling ceremony of another member of the Honda line of sub-compact SUVs.
I'm extremely pleased to inform you today that we will enter into the small SUV segment with our new smart versatile HRV made by Honda in Nigeria.
Then the Honda HRV is introduced.
This is what Nigeria needs, and we're very happy to have Honda producing vehicles here right here in this country and bringing in and leveraging its enormous experience and capability.
The Honda HR-V is a 5-seater SUV, which comes with what is described as a floating cabin, LED reflector headlights, a 1.8-liter engine, and super fuel economy.
A 6.8-inch audio touchscreen with HDMI facility. Basically, I think for the average Nigerian, especially the young managers who are restricted to sedan because of the engine cap, now Honda is saying we are introducing the power of 3, which is the HR-V, the CR-V, and the Pilot. So luxury at affordability, that's what we are offering.
And with this, we want to achieve 2 things. 1, to cater the pockets of the Nigerians. 2nd, to give them the best. Like if you talk about this particular car, we've given push button start, we've given LED lights, we've given magic seats, we've given fabric we are doing at 9.9, and leather seats we are doing at 11.2 million.
With this made-in-Nigeria Honda HR-V, Honda says it is enhancing its 40-year presence in the Nigerian market while maintaining global standards.
Let's find out what's happening in the world of business, and Kayode is standing by.
You first. First Bank.
Many thanks, Melinda, and you're welcome to Business News. President Muhammadu Buhari's reappointment of Central Bank Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele on Thursday has been receiving commendations from economic and market analysts. Speaking on Channels Television's Business Morning, Professor of Capital Markets Uche Owaleke says the reappointment indicates an alignment of policies between the President and the Central Bank Governor.
So Emefiele's case, has just confirmed that the President is likely to go beyond tribal and religious sentiments, even beyond the political party leanings, in appointing, his new cabinet in line, consistent with, what he has just said, that he wants to leave, a legacy. And I am pretty sure too that since Emefiele has now been, reappointed, that all those people-centered policies, growth policies, will continue. Talking about those interventions that the central bank has been making. So I want to see those interventions scaled up as much as possible. And of course, I also want to see the fiscal authorities working with the monetary authorities to bring about a low interest rate, environment, in the economy.
And now to company news. Unilever Nigeria PLC has declared a dividend of 8.62 billion naira for the year ended 2018. This declaration was made at the company's 94th annual general meeting in Lagos by the board chairman, Emeka Achebe. He adds that it translates to a dividend payout of 1.50 gross per share, an indicator of an impressive business operation in spite of various economic challenges.
The 94th Annual General Meeting of Unilever Nigeria PLC brings together shareholders as well as the chairman, board members, management and staff of the company.
I want to start from the cover page.
The shareholders take time out to scrutinize the data made available, and they appear to agree that the company's performance for the year ended 31st December 2018 shows impressive growth and resilience.
And the subcommittee members, the attendance is also highly commendable.
Others make various observations, to which the managing director responds.
If you look in Naira terms over the last 3-4 years, the business has grown turnover by about 1.7 times. We had to restructure that in order to be able to keep the growth going.
With a turnover increase of 9%, from 85.2 billion naira in 2017 to 92.9 billion naira in 2018, improvement in profit after tax for the year by 42% to 10.55 billion naira compared to 7.45 billion naira reported for the year ended 31st December 2017. The board chairman makes an 8.62 billion naira dividend declaration.
That is 1 naira 50 kobo gross per share,
subject to the deduction of appropriate withholding tax, be and is hereby declared payable on the 10th of May 2019 out of the amount standing to the credit of the income statement to all shareholders registered.
With all other businesses concluded, the shareholders take their leave. However, the feat was not a stroll in the park.
Next year, our determination is to walk towards the same direction, but like I said, it's difficult to predict that because we are in a very tough operating environment.
At the center of everything that we do is to try to understand the Nigerian citizens and to serve them. That's the primary purpose for which we exist.
While the shareholders may have something to smile about, they no doubt would look forward to a business environment that would enhance better performance in the future.
Let's now bring you news from the Nigerian Stock Exchange, where the first full trading week of May ends downbeat as investors intensify sell pressure in three major counters of the NSE at the close of today's session. Ekaite Afia tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. It has been a nasty week for the global stock markets on the back of renewed trade tariffs trouble between Washington and Beijing. And Nigerian stocks shared in the fallout of more than $20 billion wiped out. The local bourse ended the week in the red as the all-share index fell 0.17%, with the equity cap at the new psychological level. Friday's session witnessed a little over 200 million shares, worth 1.36 billion naira, traded in 3,130 transactions. On the sectoral chart, oil and gas, insurance, and banking closed the day in the negative, shedding 4.5%, 1.89%, and 0.26% each. However, consumer goods was up 0.13%, while industrial goods remained unchanged. Shares of Sovereign Trust Insurance, Sterling, and Access Bank were the most actively traded for the day. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Ekaite Afia.
Thank you, Ekaite. Well, outside Nigeria, Wall Street made a comeback today after U.S. President Donald Trump announced plans to continue trade talks with China. In the meantime, other major global market indexes closed with its mixed sentiments earlier following the overnight tariff hike on Chinese goods. Let's see the figures. Thank you for watching Business News Tonight. I am Kayode Okikiolu. It's now back to Melinda.
You First. First Bank.
Many thanks, Kayode. Still ahead on the news at 10. Roger Federer's quest to win the Madrid Open for the fourth time on his return to play comes to an end in the quarterfinal. That's on Sports News. Join us again.